Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan.
Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on MindEd.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to MindEd, your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits. My name is V. I am just a letter.
And my name is Patrick. Hello, and we are joined by one of radyo-katipunan's interns. Her name is Meg. Hi, Meg.
Hello,
Meg.
everyone. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, naman, syempre.
Yay! Thank you for
love
being
having-
here.
Yeah, we love having guests, and we also love more. If there's anything that we love more than having guests on our show, it's having our own people on the show as well. So, salamat for taking time out today to be with us.
Yay!
Ooh, okay. This is the second time in a row, or parang second week in a row that we're having a show. So parang suffice it to say, are we back? Are we establishing the regularity and the frequency again?
Yeah, I
Or-
guess so. I guess so.
Or
I mean, I'd
feeling
like to
ko,
think
let's
that
just
we are.
enjoy it. Let's just enjoy the fact that we have another one and not kind of put too much pressure on the fact that we need to be on every week.
Oo nga. Inhale, exhale, deep breaths.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mm.
so, let's start off with siguro our usual kumustahan and our usual ano tawag dito how have you blank this week with our core value, but we have Meg now here, so
so gusto ko siya unahin actually.
This sasabihin ko pa naman, sana explain mo muna tapos huli na siya para makapag-isip siya. Be kind, come on.
Fine.
Baka di na umulit to.
Nga. Kasi last episode, si Meg naman nandun naman siya. So, nung in-explain natin kala Nika tsaka kala Justine, nandun naman si Meg. So, pero I don't know if Meg kind of thought about the question also herself. So, sige, we'll give you time. Pero basically, so the question, Meg, is apart from how you've been over the past week, yung additional question namin para sa'yo is, just tell us a little bit about yourself. But also, have a think about, so the core question is, what kind of person would you like to say that you were by the end of the year? Parang kumbaga, pag nag-fast forward tayo sa dulo ng 2022, which is malapit na, now that you think about it.
We're halfway there.
Yeah, we're more than halfway there. Anyway, so pag nag-fast forward ka by the end of 2022, pag tinanong ka ng tao na, what kind of person were you this past year? Ano yung ideal sagot na yon? And then, the next question or the follow-up question to that is, paano mo nagawa yon? Or how were you able to express that in this past week? Okay. So, sige, take your time. Sorry, may nalipad dyan. Pero okay. Hindi mo napansin eh. B, ikaw na muna. So, how have you been this past week since our last episode? Mm-hmm. And what have you cultivated?
Okay. Mabilis lang yung sa akin. Kasi since then, so Thursday, we had Thursday episode in taping. Tapos, Friday, I got my second booster na.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
And then after that, pretty much dead to the world ako. So, to answer your question, I haven't cultivated much. Really, nothing significant.
Except
haven't been
rest.
living except rest. So
Okay,
I guess
that's
cultivated
important.
the
That's
vaccine in me.
Okay. Yes.
If that makes sense. So yeah, wala halos eh. I mean, I didn't even realize na ano na ngayon, parang we're like halfway through the week na. So parang medyo dead to the world siya. But I guess we have like small, tiny pieces of productivity here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, pero parang like I'm like half mindful lang. AKA sabaw. Ganyan lang siya. So, yeah. Yun lang ang kwento actually. Very uneventful.
But the rest is important. So I'm glad that you were, I mean, if you think about it, kasi a lot of people, they go through these, or they get their booster or they have to be sick, but they still have to, they can't afford to have rest. So what I'm thankful for you naman is that you can afford to have rest.
Yeah.
So,
di talaga kaya.
I know. I'm sure.
Kasi
I'm so
like
sure.
the previous vaccination, I mean, 10 days eh. Yung iba-iba yung nararamdaman ko. Sabi naman ng doctor, okay lang naman. I think it's normal. Especially for me, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hindi naman siya super, super grabbing side effects. It's just that meron.
Mm-hmm.
So, taking it slow.
Yeah.
Ikaw, you.
Okay, ako. Si Cassie, may hinahatak-hatak siya dito. Okay lang yan.
Let's go, Cassie. Ayan.
Okay. Love you, baby. Sige, nandyan lang siya. That's, there. She's there.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I think the thing that I enjoyed the most about last week was that it was Chai's birthday. Happy birthday, Hans! Nandyan lang siya.
Happy birthday, Chai!
Birthday.
Okay. Nag-happy birthday sila siya. Love. Thank you daw, sabi niya. But it was, I think that day in itself also was an exercise of me being mindfully present and just as much as I could and as much as possible to just be attentive to her. Kasi one of the, and alam to ni, belated happy birthday also pala to Miss Jen. It was her birthday as of this taping, it was yesterday. But as of
Yes.
wait lang. Are we taping as live? Or are we...
We are taping.
Okay, basta we are
Period.
taping. Sige. Just,
Happy
sorry.
birthday also to Kuya June on jescom.
Oo.
On
So
July
happy
days.
birthday Kuya June, and happy birthday Miss Jen, and belated happy birthday Chai, and also belated happy birthday B ulit. Para lang ma-recap na natin kung sino yung nag-birthday recently. Pero yeah, so Chai's birthday was an exercise of as much as I could. I can't say naman that I was absolutely perfect with it. Hans, was I mindful, attentive to? Yes, she said yes.
Yay,
Okay.
gold star for you.
Yes. Nice. No, it was an exercise of mindfulness and attentiveness. Kasi one of the anxieties I think that I've been carrying ever since we've moved was the anxiety around like productivity and just I guess overall sustainability. So I've just been trying really as much as possible to not think about the fact na, you know, the income that I earn at the very least is still Philippine income, and you know the standard of living is much higher here.
Sure.
And so, that's something that I've been trying to work through and figure out and manage, and that's a totally different story. But for the most part, I just let all of that go. Hindi naman siya kinalimutan or hindi naman siya hindi pinanansin, but as much as I could, I just thought na parang today I just want to make sure that my wife is happy and that she gets to do everything that she could. Even though I didn't have as much access to the things that I would normally do for her, which would be things that I could surprise her with. Meron pa rin naman, mga slight bit lang. Pero ano na yan. This was also an exercise in creativity for me. So it was a really, really happy day. But otherwise, like everything else that followed after that, normal. Just going through the normal day-to-day and stuff. Not much naman it wasn't as hectic as the previous week, so it was all good. So yum.
Yay!
So Meg,
That's great.
napag-isipan mo na ba yung tanong?
Ayan.
Birthday pa pala ni Jamie Duran, naalala ko. Ka-birthday
Jamie
sila
Duran.
ni Miss Chen. Yes,
Happy
our friend.
birthday also, Jamie.
Happy
Duran.
birthday.
Ayan, sorry Meg.
Okay,
ikaw
sorry
na.
Meg.
So
Okay.
ulit, recap. Tell us about yourself, like your background and all of that stuff. Core value for the year, or how you've been and what your core value for the year is, how you've expressed that over the past week.
Okay.
Go.
So I am Margaret Diaz, pero you can call me Meg, and I am a student in University of Santo Tomas, but I am currently an intern in radyo-katipunan. So, so yung core value ko for the year is understanding. I want to be an understanding person by the end of the year, kasi I think I'm the kind of person who lacks that, so I want to be able to have that value for myself as I grow. So this past week, since kami mga incoming seniors, we're in our internship season. So they've been ranting to me or telling me everything. So I think ang na-cultivate ko is yung pagiging patient ko. I try to understand where they're coming from kasi their experiences aren't the same as mine. I'm having a fun time here. And unlike them they've been given work sunod-sunod and di nila kaya. So, ayun. So, I'm trying to understand them and I'm being patient with them kasi, ayun, I don't get where they're coming from, pero with understanding and trying to listen, ayun, I'm able to be a good friend to them pa rin naman by listening. Yes.
Pinressure ka ba ni Justin na sabihin na you're having fun?
No.
Okay lang naman. Pwede mo naman si
No,
B.
I'm having fun naman.
Yay!
We hope so. Thank you. I mean, thank you for, choosing. Di ko alam kung pinili mo kami para mag-intern, pero thank you for being here anyway. So, we appreciate all of the things that you bring to the team and to the show as well. So, salamat.
Thank you.
Pero it's interesting. So, ako nga, no, I realized that you being an intern means that you're also in your senior year of college,
Yes.
which reminds me of when we were in our senior year of college last year.
So,
And for B, like 2 years ago. Also.
oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, ganon.
You're only older than me by that much, right?
Yeah,
Ah.
pre-pandemic.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. And also when we were thinking about today's like episode, when we were thinking about what to talk about, it kind of may yung common thread is that there's this transition that we're all kind of going through. To be, you were talking last week about how you celebrated the anniversary of your injury.
Yep.
And
Who
then
does that?
I know, right? No, but that was like a major injury, and so to commemorate, the passing of time and
Mhm.
the you moving forward and you being in a different place is a big thing. And then for Meg, is from moving into purely academic life to now putting things into practice and eventually having to say goodbye to, I guess, college life.
Yeah.
Forever, by the way. Medyo lang. No pressure.
Grabe siya.
oo.
Hindi, para tong intro to adulting 101 ba?
Oo nga.
Lahat na lang pwedeng intro to
Oo.
adulting. Ganun
Oo.
siya.
And then also the fact
Ikaw?
that I'm also my family and I are in a huge transitionary period is that's something that I guess we all go through but kind of gloss over and never really like take a step back from and think about is transitioning, moving from one phase of or one season to the next season. If you think about it, it always happens to all of us, but we never really like sit down and think about how stressful it gets, number one. Or you might talk about stress that you experience, but you never really talk about how the stress actually happens because of a transition. And also we never really talk about goodbyes. So I think that's today's topic. So nag-segue na ako sa topic natin. Today is about, or we're talking about goodbyes, or in the framing or in the phrasing and the wording of Meg, because this is the brainchild of Meg. Goodbyes that we can't say goodbye to. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Sige, well, how do we start this off, B? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, siguro tanongin muna natin si Meg. Bakit ka ba to? And then i-share mo na rin siguro. Like, okay, we're saying goodbye and siguro you can make quit, or all of us pala, we can like share what, how, when, why, who are we saying goodbye to. So we can start from there muna. Ano ba yung iniwanan natin? Or
ano yung kwentong hang-ups mo?
Basically, yes. Ganon.
Diba? Yun yung spirit nung topic, diba? It's goodbyes that we can't say goodbye to, or parang kung ano yung mga pinanghahawakan mo.
Hindi naman siguro can, but it's hard. It takes our entire beings to say goodbye to this whatever.
Si Meg
hey,
una.
Sige,
Go.
ikaw muna, Meg.
So, nung iniisip ko kasi yung topic na episode, I've seen someone na nag-rant online kung paano siya makaka-move on from a long-term partner. So, of course, it's something na we shouldn't keep to ourselves kasi sometimes we have to let it out, diba? So, I've been thinking na siguro if we can make an episode about it and we can encourage others to open up about it, maybe they can move on at peace in a way.
Yeah.
Diba? Ayan.
And
So,
hopefully, And hopefully, as we share about our own experiences, matuto din yung mga listeners natin about, what might be good ways to, if ever, move on from things or move forward in things in a meaningful way. Kung tayo ba mismo naka-move forward din tayo meaningfully from some of our stuff. So, but thanks, Meg. It's a really, really thought-provoking thing. And so our encouragement to the people listening in now, whoever you are, whether you're listening live as this is played or whether you just caught the replay, just feel free to share with us, or if you want to message us about it, then feel free to message our Radio Katipunan about it.
We'll give you space. We'll give you time.
Yes. So, sige, who do we start with? Wag naman si Meg para hindi natin siya on the spot. Well, si B, ikaw.
Yeah, kasi like yun na nga, mention mo na nga, di ba, na parang my goodbye moment talaga was, I'm celebrating the anniversary of my injury, or I celebrated. I celebrated the anniversary of my injury. So I guess that's it. The kwento naman kasi din was, it was from a surfing accident like 4 years ago with my friends. And then I didn't realize then at that moment how bad it was, because I could still walk pa. I said after La Union yun eh. After La Union, like, guys, nagbagyo pa kami after. Tapos bago kami bumalik ng Manila, di ba? So medyo intense siya. And then I was, pinapakiramdaman ko if it will heal up. But that same week, went to the ortho, got an MRI, went back to the ortho. Ito yung sinabi na it's well, according to the MRI, and the ortho naman confirmed it na it's a partial MCL tear sa tuhod. So maybe the athletes can explain this better, and of course yung mga ortho, but basically may slight punit na yung MCL ko. Ito yung nagho-hold din dun sa tuhod, pasintabi po sa mga kumakain. Pero yun basically hindi na as strong yung tuhod ko.
Yeah.
Yes, the ligament, na pagka bumigay yun, kumbaga mahihirapan siyang suportahan yung upper body ko.
Right.
So basically ganun siya. So I of course ask, parang yun naman lagi, di ba? Maayos pa ba yan? Will it heal on its own? Anong kailangan gawin? Ganyan. So of course, first, automatic naman, kailangan physical therapy. But then, sadly, it cannot heal on its own. The only way to repair it is by surgery. So that's the only way, which he didn't recommend my ortho because it's not, I'm not a professional athlete. So baka mas maging risky pa siya. Plus, dami kong allergy sa gamot, diba? So the challenge na lang for me is to strengthen the muscles around the knee. So ganun yung ginawa. So of course, yes, physical therapy siya for like 10 sessions. So or 3 months yata ako nag-PT. And then normal naman yung day to day. Nakaka-work pa naman ako in India. Although I had like crutches for I think half a year.
Yeah.
Din siya. But yeah,
God, I remember that.
That's that era, diba? Para dude, ano ginagawa ko sa buhay mo? Why? But yeah, it's it was a goodbye. Number one, from my old body, kasi if you look at it closely talaga, if you observe it kahit sa malayo, hindi na talaga pantay yung itsura ng buhol ko. Like one is mas mataas and mas flat, I guess. Yeah. And then second is saying goodbye to the activities that I used to do. Ganyan. Like of course, yung sa akin lateral movement hindi na talaga advisable or hindi na pwede, ganyan. Wala namang mangyayari sa akin masama na sobra, but alam mo yun, yung pagsaslide lang sa car eh. Sa upuan or sa bench, ganyan. No, kaya sometimes I prefer sitting sa dulo or kunyari sa restaurant, sa chair na lang and not sa booth. Ganyan. So things like that. And then more importantly, pagdating naman sa physical activities, una kong tanong actually with my PT was if I can still do yoga. Kasi right before the accident, sobrang addict ko sa yoga. As in, I was really enjoying it. Tapos ang ironic pa, na-aksidente ako. It was the day itself nga ba, I think, ng International Yoga Day. So parang, yes, ang ironic niya, ang ano lang nung timing. So parang, I think during the last few sessions, pinakita ko yung poses. Like, maybe I can do this. How can I modify it according to my body? So talagang ganun siya. So that's one. So it's also, okay, again, it's saying goodbye to the body physically, of course, because it doesn't like function or it's not as strong as before. But at the same time, it's saying goodbye to that comfort or yung sigurado kang malakas ka pa. That peace of mind or that ease of mind when you are doing something, even walking, like as mundane as walking or taking a step sa stairs or wherever. And then, nagkaroon ako ng slight, it's not clinical, slight trauma sa swimming. Because it's also something that I love doing. I am a water person. So it took some time. Like yung I think it was a few months after the therapy, nag-swim kami. Pinuntahan ko yung cousin ko sa El Nido. And then hello, di ba? El Nido. How can you not swim sa El Nido, di ba? So sobrang careful ko noon. As in, sobrang, oh no, kaya ko ba to? Pwede pa ba to? Kaya pa ba ng katawan ko? Kaya ba ng tuhod ko to do this? Ganyan. So yun. So, yan. Of course, I had to say goodbye to certain sports. So, hindi na ako pwede mag-badminton. Any, like, strenuous activities. Running, not so much recommended. So, ang dami kong mga goodbyes na gano'n. And then, I guess, diretsahin ko na. It's not so much healing, but I guess it's the start of healing. It was one yoga practice na, ewan ko, bigla na lang akong parang naiyak. Kasi parang, okay, I think I'm done saying goodbye to my old body and I'm embracing my new body and my new normal. So this is it. This is my life now. And rather than, alam mo yun, parang, look at me, I am so injured and so broken. I mean, I'm still breathing. I can still do it. Not the same way as before, but I can still do it. That's why I found it appropriate lang and apt for me to celebrate the anniversary of my injury by sharing, of course. I mean, hindi ako nag-share masyado sa socials, you know this. But yeah, I mean, I shared that one and shared my practice as well. Like, look at this, parang doing yoga with my broken body.
Yeah. I mean, sorry. I mean, I didn't realize, or I mean, I wasn't there, like physically there when the injury happened. But I was there, around the time that it happened. But I hadn't realized what it had taken from you. And now that you're telling me more about it, I'm just, wow. The stuff nga that you've had to really say goodbye to is, dang. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a form of goodbye rin naman.
Yeah. Sige, before we get to sorry, go ahead. Go. What? End scene. Kala ko may end.
Scene.
Parang, dang. There are more.
Okay na ako.
Sige. Okay. cut. Before we get to the guide questions, how about let's go around of with everybody to share their hang up stories, and then we go to the guide questions. G?
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
Sige. And resume. Okay. You wanna go first, Meg? Okay lang naman.
Sure.
Para,
Sige,
kasi ayoko, yeah, you go.
So, yung recently na I've let go of is yung collection ko ng K-pop merchandise. So, back in 2015 kasi I was in high school pa nun, I was really into K-pop and collecting has been my hobby back then. So, ayun, now that I'm in college, I've been thinking na, oh no, baka hindi ako makapag-commit to this in the long run kapag nag-work na ako and I'm gonna need the funds to build myself then while I'm adulting, while in the process. So, ayun, parang nung pinopost ko siya isa-isa, syempre, nalulungkot ako kasi may attachment and these groups basically raised to me kasi bata pa ako when I started to like them. So, yung attachment ko sa kanila, dati nakikita ko pa sila sa room ko naka-display, tapos ngayon wala na sila, empty na yung shelves. So, ayun, minsan, ayun, nasell ko na sila. Pero, ayun, sometimes I still think about them if they're being taken care of. hindi naman siya nakakaiyak, pero parang there's this hole in me na parang, I miss seeing them and I miss parang collecting them. But I have to start thinking na I have to be practical na and I have to start, saving for my future and I have to cut down on the expenses na sa mga luho na ganito. So, ayun yung nilet go ko. Yan.
Masyado bang masakit kung tanongin namin kung aling group yung kinokolektan mo ng merch? Pwede namang hindi masakit. Okay lang naman.
Okay lang. Red Velvet siya and ayun, puro albums and photo cards. Pero I think yung pampa-up lang sa akin is that I got a lot money from them. Kasi mahal din sila. Okay. So ayun, happy naman ako but at the same time nakakamiss lang.
You're happy and rich. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, super nakarelate ako na sinabi ni Meg na they raised me. Ang ano ko dyan, like sa akin siguro yung mga anime collection ko.
Yeah.
The soundtracks, the stickers, the cards, and the posters.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My goodness. Yeah, it's the same, I think, as when, if you ask Cholo to sell all of his Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. Oh no, Cholo.
God. Cholo, sorry, name-drop kita. Pero,
actually, both Cholos pala. Cholo Sediaren and Cholo Malibim.
Oo. Grabe. Sorry, and also, para I definitely feel you kasi, so kami ni Chai and pati si Cassie, nagbenta din siya ng stuff. We've had to sell most of our stuff. To move here kasi hindi man namin madadala yung bahay namin dito, diba? So,
of course.
I mean, syempre, masaya din ako or masaya din kami kasi we earned a lot from the stuff that we sold. I've sold my monitors, I sold my work table, I sold my PS4, I sold my symbol.
Do you need a moment? Okay, Patrick needs a moment.
Okay. No, so gets absolutely. I get it absolutely. Parang and that's part of the bigger transition. So for you, it's not just a transition from having merch to not having merch. It's transition from, you being, the living in the now collector to thinking about your future.
Yeah.
For B, it was the transition from a more mobile or the B that has more mobility, to a B with limitations around how the ways that you can move. And then for us, it's the bigger transition from, it's not just about us having stuff to not having stuff. It's from moving to here. So, context guys, kung hindi nyo napanood yung last episode, hindi ako nag-feeling, hindi ako nag-Top Gun moment. Malamig dito sa Australia. So, yun. So, I think that's But if you think about that, well, it's also for Meg. It's pretty fresh. So it's a goodbye that I haven't yet. I feel like I haven't yet said goodbye to.
Mm.
You know, the goodbye that I did to um the lifestyle or the life that we had when we were still in the Philippines. So yun, meron tayong mga guide questions. And so maybe since si B, feeling ko yung nakapag-goodbye na ng meaningfully, ay siya yung makakapagbigay sa atin ng insight is. So how does one know if they have healed from something? So kay B, medyo mas palpable or mas visible yung sa kanya kasi may scar siya. Hindi na siya bleeding na sugat. Or it never really was though, was it? But I guess the pain is
The pain. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the healing kasi happened eternally, of course. I mean, sabi nga natin, di ba, hindi na siya ma-heal talaga physically. But I guess the healing is I think for me and my experience, I knew that I was starting to heal na when there was already acceptance in my heart.
That is
and acknowledgement more, like, okay, I am acknowledging that I have to sort of move differently, tawag dito, and then have to take like concrete and mindful actions talaga. Like, okay, you have to be careful every step. Iiwasan mo na to. So, parang meron ka ng sort of plan. Ganun kasi ako parang, kaya may something na masakit or something. Sige, magmumukmuk lang ako. Give me a day with my thundercloud. And then after that, okay na ako. I can be functional already. I can see things objectively na. I can, alam mo yun, can move forward. Kaya I like, Meg, I like your term here na it's moving forward. It's not moving on, but moving forward. There's really like an intention to like take a step forward. So, I guess yun yung sa akin, parang first is acknowledgement, acceptance, and then being excited about the future. Like, okay, so now that I know I can still move, the fact that I can still move, how can I move, or how can I, ito nga, in my case, how can I walk, how can I dance, how can I do yoga, how can I swim with this like injury or thing?
Again, never ko na-samplean in my life yung B dancing. So,
for friends lang yun. Pag may party, sige, tayo. Anyway, so parang ganun. So parang we have to parang sort of restructure then the lifestyle niya, how to move, how to talaga.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I wouldn't say that I am completely healed kasi may takot pa din ako eh.
Yeah.
I mean, to be specific siguro, to ano siya parang yes, it's there. Pero kasi occasionally maririnig mo siyang nagpa-pop. Sorry. TMI. Pero nagpa-pop siya. So, naririnig ko siya. So, it's actually an audible reminder for me.
No, it's
hey,
something
I'm
that happened.
Here. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, it's maybe it's healing because I can already move past it and I can, alam mo yun, live as normal as I can with this one. But, pero may fear pa din. Like, may takot pa din na any moment, any wrong move, alam mo yun, maling twist lang. It's gonna like, be torn completely na ganyan na siya. Kasi nararamdaman mo kasi siya. Nararamdaman ko siya. Hindi ko na siya i-detalye. Pero nararamdam siya and rinig siya.
My God. Okay.
At rinig siya ng katabi ko. Ganun siya. Ganun kalakas yung pop. Hindi siya yung ako lang yung nakakarinig. So, hindi siya imagination, guys. Maririnig mo siya talaga. Ganun. So, I guess that's it. Ang haba ng sagot ko. But yeah.
Okay. Sige guys, yun na yan. Thanks for
No.
listening in today. Joke lang.
No, grabe siya. Anyway, siguro, okay, for me kasi, yun na nga, sabi nyo nga, mas longer na kasi yun sa akin eh. Yung nangyari sa inyo, medyo fresh pa eh. Ganyan. Maybe for ako, my question naman sa, well, both of you, still in the context of healing, let's tweak it a little bit. Like, how do you see yourself healing from this?
Okay. Ikaw, Meg. Ano say mo? Ikaw mauna.
For me, I think para maka-heal from the things I've let go of, I have to see what good I had in exchange. Dapat ma-appreciate ko yung the good thing that I got with
Just
letting
money.
go. Diba? Yeah, basically yung money. And also yung the lesson of being practical. Kasi parang with the mindset na dapat hindi na ako gumastos ng ganito karami for these stuff. Parang it's something I can carry with me for my whole life, diba? So ayun, I think to heal from that kind of hurt for me, ayun, dapat ko ma-appreciate yung lessons na nakuha ko from it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like your term, appreciation.
Yeah.
It's to appreciate. I think also that's something na healing requires, or end goal ng healing also is for you to appreciate and be grateful na rin for the promise of tomorrow.
Tama.
AKA more money. More savings.
May ano siya, may connect siya. Actually, I like what Meg said and also what you said, B, na there's about the appreciation of what you got out of it, but also the acceptance that it happened, or that it was part of your life. There's something very Marie Kondo about it. Na parang, diba, whenever, I don't know if you guys ever watch it. I never did. I just caught some episodes from it because Chai was watching it a lot. Pero whenever you have to say goodbye to something, you have to say thank you to it first, because it's you accepting or acknowledging that at a certain point, this object, this thing, sparked joy in your life, and not that it no longer does, but you need to make space for something more or something different, or you just need to make space. And so sa akin, what I liken my healing process from this goodbye is to all of the goodbyes that I've ever had to do in my life before, whether napag-usapan ko naman on the show to. So for example, when I said goodbye to my lolo who passed away because of cancer all the way back in 2005, it's just that it's about the acceptance, really. This was something that happened. Sure, for example, when we talk about death is inevitable, naman. It'll come for all of us, but we never really expected it to happen at that point. And ano siya, parang, and I guess in relation to, or in connection with the whole thing about your knee still kind of popping, it's not, I think, and so this I guess connects with one of the other guide questions, is that you never really complete, or it depends, moving on depends from context to context, to person, kasi if you mean moving on as like completely forgetting that something happened, then it's likely not to happen. But we learn to just carry our stuff differently. The things, the pain that we feel, it might not. So for example, for B, diba, yung knee mo, hindi man siya kasing sakit as when the injury was fresh, but it's still there. And it's just something that you carry with you differently now. So it's like, I think naman for us, I think it's a sentiment that Chai also carries. Si Cassie, I'm not so sure. Masaya lang talaga siya. But it's you never really forget that we lived in the Philippines or that we have family in the Philippines. It's just we learn how to create a different relationship or to connect with those things in a different way. Parang for Meg naman, hindi ka naman any less fan of Red Velvet.
Yeah, pero I still
Diba?
listen to them. Yun.
Exactly.
Of course,
Oo.
yeah.
Hindi mo na lang hinahawakan yung merch habang nakikinig.
Mhm.
Pero, I mean, you're still a fan. And so, it's just,
Yeah.
I guess, carrying it in a different way. Yun. There's another question here. So, looking back at the past, is it a red flag or can it be healthy? I have thoughts on this, pero kayo muna. What do you think?
Red flag. Wait, sorry. Hindi ko masyadong maintindihan pala.
Is it a red flag to be looking back at the past?
Oh, well, for me kasi talaga. Wait, before I answer this one, can I just acknowledge na it's very interesting that we have different types of goodbyes. Like my goodbye wasn't intentional at all, and it's not something that I hope for other people.
Right.
Meg's goodbye was really intentional, and I'm really proud for you for the choice that you've made.
Yeah.
And then for you naman, Pat, it's intentional, but then ideas the complications, the transitions along the way, not so intentional, surprises. So parang yay us. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I just had to point that out. Red flag for me to look back, definitely not for me. I mean, kung kaya mo na, sige. But again, yun na nga with what you, jumping from what you said, Patrick, na parang you acknowledge it. You hear it out, you acknowledge it, and you accept it, that it is part of your history. It is part of your life. Is part of your life. And it continues to be part of your life depende kung saan mo na siya titingnan, saang space or anong space yung ibibigay mo sa kanya. Like, yes, okay, I have my previous body and my mobility, the things that I can do. But, I mean, I have, like, ano tawag dito? There is a special space for me then. I guess it's something na I look back to appreciate what I have now and to be grateful for what or how I am now, or the lessons that I've learned from it, how I grew from it. So it's not so much like reliving the trauma. It's just really looking back and accepting now. Yeah, this is part of my life. This is parang part of my history, and somehow grateful for it. Na I approached it that way, I guess. So nakaka-pat on the back siya. Yay!
Nice. Thank you.
Meg,
thoughts?
Well, may mga tao kasi na parang they make it a bad thing na when they see someone looking back at something that hurt them, iisipin nila parang, ay hala, parang they're moping about it. They're parang nagpapaawa or something. They're making the victim, parang they're vilifying them pa. Pero I think having the courage and the acceptance to actually take a look back, parang it's something strong and it's a sign na you're finally parang taking a step to moving forward pa nga eh. So, ayun, I think people shouldn't shouldn't see it as a bad thing entirely. Na there are people who will look back at these things, pero it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ang sa akin naman, so I'll take a cue from one of my all-time favorite bands. Oasis, diba? Sabi na, don't look back in anger. So hindi naman nila sinabi na don't look back. Ang sabi lang nila, don't look back in anger. So looking back at the past this is like necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on, I guess, the way you approach the past. So sabi ni B, 'di ba, na parang kumakanta ka ba, B? Kinakanta mo ba yung kanta? Oo,
No, no,
minamouth
no,
mo
I'm
siya.
not.
Joke lang. Yeah. No,
Naalala ko.
it's just that yeah, it depends on the regard that you have for the past. If you're looking back at the past and getting stuck in it, then that's not necessarily healthy. But if you, for in B's example, if you look back with acceptance and gratitude, then it's in those perspectives or in those like lenses that you are able to create a more, I guess, meaningful life in the here and now. Kasi yun yung prinsipyo eh. It's this, I guess, is also the overarching principle that connects with how you cope with goodbyes. It's always about whether the way that you're coping or the way that you're looking back at your past is helping you live a better life here and now. So is the way that you parang when you look back and it just makes you angry and it makes you grumble and it makes you nasty and salty at the people around you. Is it healthy? Does it work? Does it create the life that you want for yourself? Maybe not. But if you look back and it makes you it fills your heart and makes you think about all of the things that you've learned and how to apply those things that you've learned to create a better life for yourself now, then maybe that's better. And also the same with, I guess, how you cope, diba? Parang if the way you're responding to something is making you a better person, then it doesn't matter if it's traditionally or conventionally healthy or not. If it works for you, then it works for you. But if it doesn't, if it just makes your life like all the worse and you're not getting any better from it, then might be something for you to think about. Thoughts around that? Sorry, nag-monologue ako for a bit. Go.
Meg, ikaw.
I think yung part na sinabi na yung pagko-cope natin is different and it works differently din to whoever yung nag-heal. Totoo yun na parang what works for you might not work for others. Or kung ano man yung tinitignan nila as something that may be bad, well, kung nagiging helpful siya sa pag-heal mo or sa process ng acceptance, then I think you can continue doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
B?
actually. Same for me. Sa akin naman parang if you can see it and approach it with grace and love in your heart and in yourself, then sige. But still, alam mo yun, parang if ikaw naman yung, sorry, si-segue ko na siya sa isang question dito. If you are the one accompanying naman someone who's going through like transition, sort of goodbyes and whatever, it also helps, I guess, to relate to that goodbye, to what she is feeling, and sort of be compassionate about it, about his experience, about your own experience, and sort of like journey na lang kesa not so much dictating but journeying with the experience and being present nga doon sa like every step of the way kasi so you do have different types of coping, should we say, different pace as well, but I guess it's the journey. We may not agree on the coping mechanisms or we may not have the same styles of coping. Pero iba rin kasi pag may karamay ka or pag may kasama ka sa journey ng pagta-transition mo or pag-let go mo or pag-move on mo, pag-goodbye mo. Yan.
Okay. Thank you. No, it's this is a really, really, really meaningful conversation. I've taken a lot from it, or at least it emphasized some of the things that I really, I guess, hang on to when I go through any transition, because we all go through transitions, diba? Parang one of the things I always say to the people I work with when they're going through a really, really tough transition or they're moving from one phase of their life onto the next is that the only constant thing in life really is change, and we're always shifting into new, and the best way to move into the new is to go about it with acceptance and with gratitude for
Yeah.
what's happened, and take what you can from that, whatever you can learn from it, and bring it into the next phase of your life.
Definitely.
Yun. Kau, Meg, key takeaways from today's, sabihin ko session tuloy, pero hindi siya session. Key takeaways from today's episode. Oh my God. Sorry.
Ayun, I think na moving on is different talaga from everyone. Na
Yeah.
parang no matter how shallow people may think about it or how deep your hurt is, it's very important to communicate it then to others. And ayun, gusto ko i-bring up yung sinabi sa akin na isa ko friend back when I was still in my emo era na nagpo-post ako ng mga ibebenta ko. Ayun, sabi niya sa akin is to just let it hurt and you'll realize na it hurts no more. Kasi ayun, we'll eventually move forward from that hurt. And even though it may still hurt a bit in the process of healing, it's you're going from one point to another. So ayun, lahat ng pag-heal mo, yung process through it, it's gonna be worth it when you take a look back.
Yeah. B, key takeaways.
Key takeaways is just to probably just continue embracing like your transitions, I guess. And because we are because we are in our Ignatian months and we are preparing for like the Ignatian events and stuff, and we're actually closing the Ignatian year now. So I've been reading a lot of material, a lot of literature to prepare for these events. One thing that I wanted to share was coming from Father General Sosa. Sinabi niya, like, okay, it's with regards to transition, but really, this is really more like the conversion of St. Ignatius. Ang sinabi lang niya is, conversion consists sometimes of great moments of change, but it's a never-ending process.
Yeah.
So just because you've transitioned or you've said goodbye to, or you're growing and moving forward from into different like phases of your life, it's a never-ending process. So be compassionate with yourself, be open, see everything with grace, and act from love, I guess.
Yeah,
that's it.
Nice. Thank you. Hey Meg, thanks
you.
for today's episode. That's
you.
really nice. So, are you still having fun?
Very fun. Actually, yun. Ang dami ko nga din natutunan dito. So, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
We are
Thank
grateful for you as well.
Yeah, we're grateful to have you on our team. So, thank you. Sana hindi lang internship ang abutin mo dito sa amin. Tignan natin.
Wink, wink, wink.
And just wink, wink.
Wink, wink. And just thank you for being here with us in spirit. For handling the tech as usual. Thank you so much. Patrick, thank you for lending time as well.
Of course. Anytime. Well, depends, I guess.
Depends. Anytime in whatever time zone we are.
Pag 11 p.m. dyan, 1 a.m. kasi dito. So, wag na muna.
Yes.
Anytime with reservation.
I'm glad to be here. So, any announcements? B, you want to plug
we have
concert?
A lot of we have a lot of we have a lot of events naman eh. So para di ko na siya lilitansya. Kasi marami yan. Just tune in. I know we have like ongoing specials here at radyo-katipunan. Special communications have different programs as well. So just go to the feed of Radyo-Katipunan here on Facebook. It's also, I believe it's also available on YouTube or wherever. Yeah, basta digital platforms. And you'll see all of those programs there. So I guess happy Ignatian month, guys.
Yeah.
Happy
All right.
month.
So this has been MindEd, your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits. My name is Pat. Meg, you go.
And I'm Meg.
And this is Peace. Still a letter. Happy to have Meg and happy to have Patrick, of course. Thank you, Justin. Thanks, everybody. See
Bye.
you next week.
Meg, you have to do the straight for me.
Yeah, umiikot na nga yun sa akin.
Yeah.
Sige.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on MindEd.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko